Good morning, everyone. How are you all doing? So, I want to talk to you all about it's real cloudy out here, so I look smoky. But anyway, I want to talk to you all about sexual abuse and sexual assault, okay? So, I was reading where a guy was just walking, minding his business, and he was attacked and he was raped, okay? It was a guy, he was raped, just a regular guy. He wasn't like, you know, displaying any gay tendencies. According to the article, he was just a man. Okay, so I'm gonna assume he was a straight man. He was walking. He was attacked by some other guys, and they raped him. Okay. Now, a lot of times people think that rape only occurs in women. Females are attacked by men and blase, blase, and that's just not the case. Men rape men. Men are always victims of assaults. We just, as a society, downplay it because men should be able to protect themselves. Men should be able to stand up for themselves or stand up for their rights. But a lot of times, men are victims. And I'm sure all of us know someone who are a victim of sexual assault, being a male, okay? And the reason why I'm saying that is because just because a man was born a man, just say he's a straight man, does not mean that he doesn't have feelings and he doesn't have emotions and he doesn't get scared and he doesn't cry. A lot of times men are under so much pressure, and us as women, as a society, we forget about their needs and we forget about their wants, and we think about, well, uh, he's a man. He's supposed to be able to take it. He shouldn't be crying. He shouldn't be doing this. When they report that they've been assaulted by their wives and their girlfriends, you've been assaulted by your wife, you've been assaulted by your girlfriend. How is that possible? Because a lot of men just are not violent. They just are not crude. A lot of men are just lovable, huggable men. They're just human beings that want to be loved, And I think that people should take into consideration that men are subjected to cruelty, not just by the police, not just by, society as a whole, but they're subjected to a lot of different things. And I'm not just talking about black men, because the man that was raped was not a black man. Okay, he was of the Caucasian race, and he was raped. And we have to take into consideration that people go through things on a daily basis. It's enough that all these things is not even, excuse me, it's bad enough that all this is going on in the world today, crime and hate. Then you getting raped. And as a man, how do you go home and tell your family, your wife, your girlfriend, that you've been raped, your children, when you're supposed to protect them from being victimized? I just was thinking about it. Men are supposed to be the head of the household, but they stand under a lot of pressure, and women supposed to be helpmates. We are supposed to help them. I've been looking at a lot of men on YouTube saying things like, a man supposed to take care of the household, he supposed to pay all the bills, he supposed to do this, he supposed to do that. We are supposed to be helpmates. We are supposed to help in any area. People say, well, they wasn't working. I've heard people say they weren't working back in the biblical days. Eve didn't have to go to work. Sarah didn't have to go to work. Yeah, a lot of them did not have to go to work. A lot of women don't work today, but times have changed. The economy has changed. It requires two incomes. A lot of women make more money than men. A lot of women are stronger than men. A lot of women don't cry. A man is sitting here cry. It's not embarrassing to cry, but a lot of women are stronger than men. It's not the same as it used to be back in the day. So you can't compare now to then. Times change. That's just like gospel music. It changes. People don't like today's gospel music. Some people don't like Kirk Franklin and Mary. They like James Cleveland and the Hawkins family and things like that. But you have to realize things change, and you can't hold a man to the same standards then. And the reason why I say that is, a man's supposed to work to the sweat of his brow. That's biblical, right? But that's when they were tilling the earth and they had no factories. They had no office jobs. They had to work the land. But now you got men that sit on benches as judges. They're lawyers. So they don't have to go out there and work sweaty. Things change. Things change. The only thing that does not change is sin. He will not change. God will not change his stance on that. Sin is sin. Okay? But as far as working to the sweat of your brow, men don't have to get out there and till the fields now. You have some farmers, some men do work to the sweat of their brow. They are factory workers. Some men are still in the field doing the farming, right? But then you have some men, like I said, the school teachers. They're working in the offices. They're doctors. They're lawyers, you know? They don't have to do that. He said women will have pain and suffering when they have babies. Things change. You have epidurals. Some women give birth, pop the baby out, ain't felt nothing. Things change, you know? And men are victimized. They're victimized. And a lot of people just think, well, he's a man. And I be seeing men saying, well, women, you don't need to be helping your man pay the rent. You don't need to be helping your man pay the bills. He's supposed to be a man. Don't get married till he come to you with a job. Yes, he should have a job. He should pay bills. But you are his helpmate. Circumstances arise, you know? So with that being on his plate, now it's wonderful if they could pay all the bills. That don't make you less of a man because you can't pay all the bills. You have a wife or a significant other who is supposed to be your helpmate, okay? God gave you a helpmate because he knew that men need to be helped. People out here saying what kind of help to give your man, God did not specify what kind of help. He said, I'm giving you a helpmate. We don't know what Eve did in the garden. People are saying, well, they didn't work back then. The man went out and worked. We don't know what them women did. We don't know if Eve plucked some weeds out the ground. We don't know what Eve did. We don't know. It's a lot of passages in the Bible that says women work with their hands and build up their house. You know what I'm saying? So with that pressure on them, and then they go out and get victimized and get bumped up the butt by another man, and then groups of women rape men and take advantage of men. You know? So let's try to be mindful of the men, of our men. You have a husband, you have a boyfriend, try to be mindful. Now, I'm not saying just disregard his blatant disrespect. But if you have a man that's good to you and he's working, he's doing the best that he can do, be his helpmate in every area. Don't follow people. Let him vent to you, not constantly complaining like a baby now. I'm not saying that. You all know what I mean. But be there. Be his helpmate. Because we don't know what's going on with these men out here today. You know, you don't know if he was sexually assaulted, victimized. We don't know what they go through. They go through a lot. And these days and times especially, they go through a lot, you know, just like we go through a lot. We suffer women's sexual harassment, verbal abuse, physical abuse. A lot of men suffer the same fate that us women face on a daily basis, and they have no one to talk to. So if you have a spouse that you can talk to them and you can be there for them, you help them in all kinds of ways. Don't be letting nobody tell you what to do in your household and what you should do and how you should help somebody. You are to help your husband the best way you can in any area he needs help. Men lose their jobs all the time, so you can't say, I can't help them pay the rent. If you work and he lost his job when he got sick, you're supposed to help. These men are on these videos telling women that a man's supposed to be able to take care of himself. If he can't take care of himself, don't be with him. Yeah, he should be able to take care of himself, but circumstances change is what I'm saying. You can't put everybody under the same umbrella. You know, you may not marry rich. Everybody will not marry rich. Sarah didn't have to work. Abraham was rich. You know, these men were rich. Because their richness back then really wasn't in like money. It was cattle and land and things like that, you know. It's different these days and things happen, you know. So just take into consideration that we are all human. Women go through things and men go through things too. And I'm sorry about the lighting on the video, but with that being said, I'm going to say, Phil Donkey, That's thank you very much in German. So vielen Dank for watching me. And choose. That's what? That's bye in German.